You know, this pen is pretty useful, but what if it were bigger? Wow! It's suddenly bigger! It's not even the same product anymore, but it's bigger, it's more useful! Welcome back to Monday Movie Musings on Tuesday, where the only things that matter are movies. You ever see a trailer for a sci-fi movie or an action movie, and they show that shot of a gigantic freaking set piece that gets you all hyped to see the flick, and then you go and see it and it's disappointing as all hell? Well, that's what we're here to discuss. Today, I'm going to tell you why bigger is not always necessarily better. Captain America: Civil War, Warcraft, Independence Day: Resurgence. What do all these movies have in common? They all tried to sell their audiences on the notion that bigger is better. Civil War added 3 new characters to an already massive cast, and then had them all duke it out in arguably the biggest comic book fight put on screen thus far. And I'm talking in terms of fighters involved, because obviously, scale-wise, that honor goes to the previous 2 Avengers films. Warcraft's big money shot in the trailer was a soldier riding a winged beast and diving into the middle of a gargantuan army below. Independence Day: Resurgence literally spells it out for its audience by having Jeff Goldblum say, "Well, that one's certainly bigger than the last one," followed by a shot of a gigantic ship. All 3 of these instances got their respective audiences hyped as hell for the movie, but all 3 movies got different reactions. Captain America: Civil War is now regarded as one of the best comic book movies we've gotten, and is seen as some by the best MCU movie to date. Warcraft got a resounding from audiences, and Independence Day: Resurgence is receiving a pretty decent amount of hate. Why are all these movies, which were advertised pretty similarly, getting such different reactions? They all delivered on what they promised, right? Well, they delivered on what the marketing department said would happen, yes. And that's kind of the problem. Trailers are designed not by the filmmakers themselves, but by marketing executives, whose job it is to sift through all the footage and find the right blend of elements which will get the maximum amount of people in the seats. They are selling the movie. But because it's out of the filmmaker's hands, it's impossible to know whether or not a movie will be represented properly in the trailer. Now, in the case of the 3 movies I'm talking about, yes, the big set pieces were represented, but that was only part of the movie. Civil War did this the best because while the film is certainly about the big battle with the Avengers, it's also about why the battle is happening. Alongside the novelty, the trailers also showed us the emotional struggle and the actual debate that separated the team and led up to the big battle. We care about the fights in the movie because Marvel has taken the time to make us care about these individual characters and sympathize with all of them. Thus, seeing them divide up and fight each other is emotionally compelling. With Warcraft, the battle scene that was advertised was definitely impressive, and the moment when the soldier dives down from the sky was really cool to see on the big screen. The issue is that the filmmakers spent so much time on the battles and the effects that they skimped on the character development, and while a few characters were interesting, it wasn't enough to hold our attention during such a massive battle scene with such a wide array of characters, only a few of whom we actually cared about. Independence Day: Resurgence basically only had the giant spaceship to go off of. That was their selling point. They worked even harder on the effects, which turned out great, but it left no time for the characters. So they tried resorting to just inserting random characters from the original movie, hoping the novelty of seeing these characters again would distract from the fact that the writing was so haphazard and lazy. I guess what I'm trying to say is, bigger can be better, yes, but there needs to be a reason for us to care about why whatever it is bigger. You can't just slap a giant effect on the screen and expect it to equal a good movie. Of course, the studios are never going to listen to that kind of logic. As long as a movie is marketable and brings in the big bucks, we're just going to keep getting more of the same, which means the responsibility lies on you. It's okay, it doesn't require any additional time, and it doesn't even really require that much work. All you need to do is pay more attention to trailers. Wade through the crazy effects and obvious money shots and ask yourself, what else does this trailer tell me? Does it give you an emotional reaction? Does it make you care about the characters? Does it invest you in the reason behind the money shots? If so, then congratulations, you found a trailer that's doing its job, and more than likely, it's at least a competently made film that you should check out. Now, if you have no emotional connection to it, come away knowing nothing about the characters, and all you get is the money shot, that's typically a red flag that it's a lazier film. Of course, none of this is 100% accurate, and there certainly are good movies with bad trailers and vice versa. But for the most part, you can learn to pick up on these things, become a more thoughtful moviegoer, and hopefully, save yourself a couple of bucks. And that's going to wrap it up for this edition of Monday Movie Musings on Tuesday, which airs every Monday or Tuesday-ish, right here on the Phone Booth Productions YouTube channel. Next week is my negative review / rant on a movie that I can't stand. Think of it as sort of my catharsis for the month. And for my very first one, I'm picking an Adam Sandler movie. No, not Jack and Jill, not That's My Boy, not 8 Crazy Nights, or anything like that. It's an unconventional pick, and you'll just have to wait and see why I picked it. But the movie in question is 50 First Dates. I hope you join me for that. Check the description box for a schedule of all my upcoming videos, as well as a link to my WordPress blog where you can see all of my content, video, and written articles. With all that out of the way, I hope you liked this, and if you did, you can click right here to get in the phone booth.